Thank you, Charlotte. Firstly, thank you for inviting me to your annual conference. The voluntary community sector here in Maidstone makes a huge and positive contribution to the fabric of Maidstone, both from a social and, I believe, economic point of view as well. We on the council have had to make some pretty tough spending decisions over the past 2 years, well, actually past 3 years, even before the coalition government came in. And this year we have to make some £1.86 million worth of savings, which out of an annual budget of £19.5 million is significant, hugely so. And KCC is in exactly the same position as well, having to save some £350 million over the next 3 or 4 years. But what we in Maidstone Borough Council have tried to do is to try to limit the impact on the spending to the voluntary and community sector here in Maidstone. We still maintain our spending with the Citizens Advice Bureau. We still assist Age Concern with Paul Coles in the delivery of the disability transport vouchers, and Maidstone Borough Council gives some £50,000 to that as well. We're committed to maintaining that as long as we can. So there are some tough, we do live in a tough environment here in Maidstone and no doubt elsewhere in the rest of the UK, but we do have to work together to ensure that we can ensure the voluntary and community sector thrives in Maidstone. Voluntary and community groups here in Maidstone, I think, do transform the way public services operate and are delivered. You bring levels of imagination, innovation and expertise, which certainly rival the best of the private and public sector. And we've sought as far as we can to protect funding to voluntary groups, as I've said. And we remain committed to support the voluntary and community sector here in Maidstone. Indeed, in our own strategic plan for the council, you do play a big role in our priorities on the council, helping us deliver social innovation, relieving deprived areas, and helping us to bring economic prosperity to Maidstone, which is one of the driving things of my particular administration of Maidstone. But on a positive note, you've done many good things over the past year. In the summer, I understand, VAM received its National Association for Voluntary and Community Action Quality Award, which was a huge triumph for you, and recognises, as I said, the expertise and innovation that you bring to the voluntary and community sector here in Maidstone. The Older Persons Forum under Peter has gone from strength to strength, and I understand it's now outgrown the Hazlitt Theatre, and you're looking for a new venue, which is a superb achievement. And the Borough Council has also recently commissioned VAM to run its own disability focus group as well. I believe that's just recently started and is proving successful as we move forward. The Brighter Futures for Older People was awarded the Queen's Award for Voluntary Service, and the MBE for groups of volunteers who work in their local community for the benefit of others. Again, tremendous achievements here from the voluntary and community sector here in Maidstone. I understand also that Brighter Futures received a certificate signed by the Queen and an exclusive commemorative crystal presented by the Lord Lieutenant of Kent. Again, superb achievement over the past year. So it's not all doom and gloom. What you're doing is absolutely tremendous effort. I also understand that VAM joined forces with Mall to actually launch a shop where the voluntary community sector groups can launch themselves onto the public and publicise what you do in a positive way. And again, that shows the public who aren't necessarily involved in volunteering what you will do as well. That may well encourage the 46% increase in volunteering that we've seen. The V team, who have been working in Maidstone for over 14 years, goes from strength to strength. And I understand they were recently presented with an award of £3,000 by the staff of Tesco and Toggle for their work with volunteers. So you're recognised by the private sector as well. Age Concern's Community Hub project is an initiative set up with the aim of reaching the older citizens of Maidstone who live in the rural parishes. This project aims to work with parish councils to bring together and highlight the already existing groups and organisations within their parish, as well as fill in some of the gaps of our own ideas. The Big Society is nothing new. It's been going on in Maidstone long before May 2010. So whatever central government might think the Big Society means, I do believe you know what the Big Society means. This year's Maidstone Mellow, supported by Maidstone Borough Council, was again another successful event and saw fantastic involvement with the VCS. And of course we now have a new Chief Executive in Charlotte who brings new fresh blood to the organisation. The next year will certainly be interesting. and challenging the new series of rights being introduced through the Localism Bill. That's currently going through Parliament and should be accepted next year. The right to challenge the way local services are run, the right to challenge the way that we on Maidstone Borough Council run our services is going to be enshrined in the Localism Bill. And indeed, you can look through our website, see what services we provide, how much they cost, and you may well be able to take those services on. We would certainly welcome any considerations that you might have to do that. We certainly are running out of money, not running out of money, but we have a very tight budget. Any services you think you can take on, the same applies to KCC. If Paul Carter was standing here and say exactly the same, please look at what we do and challenge us to say we can actually do things better than you, Maidstone Borough Council. We will soon have the right for enabled planning for people to determine how their local areas work. We're currently going through the consultation on the core strategy now about where housing and employment goes, and our drive for that is economic prosperity between now and 2026. Hopefully you've all made, or most of you may have made representations on that. But again, I do firmly believe that if we are to tackle deprivation, if we are to tackle social disadvantage, then having economic prosperity has got to be a key plank in tackling that, and bringing up skills and all the rest of it to actually ensure that deprivation is mitigated in this borough. It is essential that we maintain a two-way relationship between the Borough Council and the voluntary and community sector here in Maidstone, and I would urge you to keep us abreast of any facts about your capacity to deliver on services, as I've mentioned before, any dilemmas in decision making because of limited resources. Although we can't guarantee to give you any money, we could help you to signpost you in the right direction to actually obtain grants from central government. There are an awful lot of grants floating about at the moment, even in these austere times, and it is down to us to work together to secure those grants for the benefit of Maidstone. Where there's a lack of capacity to deliver, if you feel you want to deliver something but aren't able to, we may well have the resources to help you bring forward those projects that you've got that may have stalled. And quality should not be compromised. We do live in austere times, but we do owe it to people in poverty, to children, and all the rest of it to actually create a better life for them, even in these austere times that we live in. And we want to make sure that how we deliver services is more transparent, consistent and focused on what Kent's County Town needs. And that's what we're about collectively, between NBC, KCC and the voluntary and community sector. And Maidstone Borough Council has long valued our good relationship with the VCS, and John Wilson here, the Cabinet Member for Community Services, I believe has maintained that relationship and indeed enhanced it. So I'd like to thank him for doing that. In Maidstone, we are going through a phase of changing the architecture about how we engage in social issues in the voluntary sector. We did have the local strategic partnership, which we are now moving to disband. And what will replace it is a locality board. The locality board will have spending powers, this is a KCC initiative, will have spending powers and the decision to actually make decisions that will really benefit people. I do think, my personal view, whilst the local strategic partnership did deliver good things, it didn't always have the focus it needed to actually transform Maidstone. I do believe the locality board, with the police, yourselves, the local businesses and local politicians, unfortunately, sitting around the table and actually making spending decisions that actually have an impact on Maidstone, having a more focused drive. So we are moving through a period now where the LSP will go, locality boards will come in, supported by Kent County Council, NBC and others as well, and we'll have real spending power and decisions to actually deliver on the ground. So I think, just in closing, I think the way we work together has been excellent in the past, but now more than ever, because of the economic situation we currently live in, we need to work even harder to mitigate the social fallout that I do believe will occur because of the economic circumstances. And we in Maidstone, through our core strategy, through our close relationship with businesses, with the community at large, actually working together to deliver economic prosperity to actually mitigate some of the deprivation that goes on in Maidstone. And I'm committed to delivering that programme with you and others as well to actually transform Maidstone and keep its head more than above water. So thank you very much, and I'll take questions. No. Excellent.